Hey there everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today, we're going to be doing a review on a little EDC blade coming out to us from Schrade. What we're looking at here today is the Schrade A7S SMBR. I know that's a mouthful. Schrade, I really hope that you begin to name your knives. It's hard for us reviewers to remember all the model numbers and all that other stuff. So this is the small version. This is a 2.6 inch blade length on this little EDC blade. They also make a larger version with a 3.3 inch blade length. This one is the mini version. So for the rest of this review, we'll just call it the Schrade A7S for small. This is the small model that we're looking at. So let's give you a couple basic specs here, and then we'll begin to put this to the test, do some cutting tests, do some other things with it, and you can see if this is worth a purchase for you. The basic specs here on this Schrade A7S, the small version, is that it has a 2.6, like I've already said, inch blade made of AUS-8 steel from Taiwan. So that's nice that they're using some AUS-8. Really like that. That's a great budget steel. Love it a lot. Well known and has a good connotation to the name. When you say AUS-8, people know, okay, yeah, that's not a bad blade. So AUS-8 hollow grind. This is the satin finish. You can get it with blacked out finish as well if you so desire. And has that reverse tanto design. Really like that a lot. It is open assist, and it weighs in at 2.6 ounces. So that's very impressive as well, that they're giving us a 2.6 ounce with a 2.6 inch blade, open assisted, from Taiwan with AUS-8 steel. So those are a couple basic specs for you. The handle scales are also aluminum based, so that it gives you good traction here with some of the cool etching designs that they've given us, as well as a little safety, pocket clip, the whole 9 yards. So let's go ahead, get out there. I'll give you some other specs and show you the ins and outs of this Schrade A7S for small. This is the small version, and let's get out there and begin to use this little blade. Alright, well, let's see how this little guy will go through some cardboard, because that's one of the main tasks you're going to be using this knife for, is slicing cardboard, doing that sort of thing, cutting some twine, opening packaging, that type of stuff. So with that AUS-8 hollow grind, let's see how it goes through cardboard. Oh yeah, I can even do some moving around, angling through the cardboard. Yeah, that's nice. That's really, really nice. Yeah, that's going to do a really good job for you with your EDC cutting tasks. It's going to do a good job. So that definitely will do what you need it to when it comes to cardboard slicing. Good amount of belly. I love that little reverse tanto design there. Love that a lot. So EDC tasks absolutely feels comfortable in your hand. Even though the handle's really small, it feels comfortable in your hand while you're doing it as well. And that 2.5 inches is perfect for that light EDC use. All right, let's give this little blade a shot here with some heavy-duty nylon rope. Yep, that hollow grind, it's going to go right through this heavy-duty nylon cord. No problem. Don't need serrations on this model. Very easy to go through that stuff. And at 2.6 inches, it's a small little blade, but you're definitely able to do some of that heavy-duty nylon rope cutting with the AUS-8 steel blade on this knife. Alright, I wanted to show us the liner lock here on this particular little pocket knife. It is pretty thin. It is a liner lock, but for the size, I think it gets the job done. It is, again, like I said, thin, but it hits dead center there on the back of the spine of that knife. And again, this is a 2.6 inch blade, so I mean, you're not going to be, doing any hard stabbing or prying. It locks in. There's no wiggle left, right, or up or down with this blade. And then it is also designed in such a way that it gives you good enough jimping right there so you can grab it, move it off to the side, and then close it. Whip it back open. There it is. And you can see that, yeah, I think it gets, like I said, it gets the job done. On the larger model, if it had this exact same thickness on the liner lock, I would be really nervous and be like, I don't know about that. But for the light EDC use you're going to be doing, it's going to work great. Also, just want to show you the flow-through construction there with the pillar construction. Really like that on the back of the handle there. That's really nice. As well as the centering is dead on. So that's very, very nice. For a good quality. That's good quality that you see there. Good marks on quality with the centering of the blade. I think the liner lock is doable. You always like to have it as thick as possible in my opinion, but it's very doable for the size of the blade, and then that flow-through construction as well is really nice. Alright, so let me show you the opening here on the blade. When it's red, you see that little dot It's open. You either have a plastic little toggle that is not attached to the blade. This is a little opening mechanism, or the thumb studs. The thumb studs are ambidextrous and very easy to purchase. You can whip it open, boom, and it whips open real quick. This little Schrade pocket knife opens with authority, or you can use the thumb studs, and boom, whips open, real nice, locks into place. Now when you use the thumb studs, you can see here, this little black toggle, more often than not, will not go down. You got to kind of push it down. I'm sure if you kind of played with it or maybe lubed it up a little bit right there, it might do it when you use the thumb studs, but again, I'll try and do it here for you. See, it doesn't really go down. You got to kind of then move it out of the way, versus if you use it, boom, whips open and it's gone. So there's that, and then obviously you got your lock. You push it forward. Whoops. As I drop the knife, push it forward and it will not deploy the blade. Then you have your blacked out pocket clip, deep ride pocket clip, tip down only, righties only. There is no other option for the pocket clip. It rides well, you know, and it rides really deep, which is nice, opposite from the lanyard hole, obviously. I would have liked to see some options, different carry options, tip up, tip down with this little knife. That would have been a nice little feature to have. But aside from that, good deployment. Very easy to operate and use this little Schrade. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the handle here. It is a pretty thick handle. Like I said previously, it is aluminum, you know, but they've done some really cool just etching in there. Kind of looks like rock almost, you know, in a cave or something. So you got really good traction on it. It's got kind of a sandy paint to it. This is the brown coated one. So it's kind of got some grip to it. And then it's designed to basically hold 3 fingers. Your pinky will not be touching that knife really at all, no matter what you do. But it just holds your fingers securely, no jimping, but it's kind of got that valley right there to really get a good grasp on your cutting. And yeah, I mean, for a small, you know, mini knife, basically a mini pocket knife, similar in the line of, say, like the SOG Twitch or the SOG Blink, that's kind of what it reminds me of. You know, you're going to get about the same amount of traction. It's nice. The thickness of the blade, of the handle, excuse me, is nice because it fills out my hand really well. The downside is that it's pretty pudgy in your pocket. So that's kind of a 50-50. Feels good and ergonomic, actually really ergonomic in your hand, but it is going to fill out your pocket and be pretty thick in your pocket. So it's a plus and a minus. Ergonomics good, carry not so good with the handle on the Schrade. One final thing to note as we're wrapping up this video, I've looked down in there. I've not taken it apart. I don't plan on taking it apart anytime soon, but I believe I'm seeing bronze or brass bushings down in this particular model. I could be totally wrong. That might be the spring mechanism, but I'm not seeing any form of Teflon like I have on the other Schrade knives that we've already reviewed here on the channel. So that is a plus. To my knowledge, this is a brass. I'm sure somebody's going to take this apart and they can either confirm or deny that, but I do believe this does have some brass bushings because it's definitely a smoother deployment than some of the other Schrades. So just FYI, something to note. So you're asking yourself, all right, so is this worth a purchase? Now, the quality is there, I think. Like a lot of these Schrade products, I really like the quality that they're cranking out at a very reasonable price. This thing is going to run you between 20 and 30 bucks, you know, just kind of depending on where you purchase it. Excuse me, 25 to 35 bucks, depending on where you purchase it. So Amazon, eBay, websites, blah, blah, blah. But the ergonomics are really nice. I like the AUS 8. That's all good. I probably wouldn't carry it. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If I want a knife this small, I easily, for that, around that same price, I can get a SOG Blink, I can get a SOG Twitch. Now, both of those are Twitch 2. Both of those have lockbacks. This one has a liner lock. Some of you guys that will not, you don't like lockbacks and you prefer liner locks, so that is a plus. So I think the quality is absolutely there. If you like what you see and you want to try it out, it's going to be awesome, and I think it's going to be reliable and last a really long time for you. I would just go with one of the other SOG products, you know, or maybe, you know, a Kershaw Onion or Scallions, excuse me, something like that. I would take over this Schrade just because of really the bulkiness of the handle and the pocket clip not being able to be rotated at all. So that's my opinion on it. I'll give it a solid 6. Not terrible, but not really my cup of tea here on Getting His Tactical. So thanks so much for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.